I hope you've been having a wonderful, wonderful week. And even if not, that's okay too, right? Weeks don't always have to be going well. There's good weeks, there's bad weeks. Our brains are so good at just kind of finding that middle road, no matter how good things can get in our world. Look around you, little bunny. All the delicious food you could want. The clean running water. The electricity so we can entertain ourselves with all kinds of random nonsense. Our brains will always just find it to be normal and then find some things to be upset about. So it's okay if the week's not going well. It really is. There will be better weeks. And maybe you're in a great week. I'm doing pretty well this week, little bunny. And I just got done posting the locked audio for this week for the locked section of the garden, aka Patreon. It's a co-working audio, actually. So I did a little behind the scenes while I made a TikTok. Got a nice 3D microphone in there so you can set yourself up and for an hour and a half work on whatever you need to work on, and you can put on the audio of me working on the TikTok and doing the video editing and filming it and things like that. It's a good little ASMR type bring your bunny to work day is actually what I like to call it. To have you is just such a positive. I get so much from you being here, just by you listening right now with loving ears. It's all you have to do. You never have to subscribe to the Patreon and get your keys, which is for ages 18 to 800 only. So don't join if you're not between the ages of 18 and 800. But what you can do, little bunny, if you say, I'm sorry, Daddy, I'm not joining the Patreon, joining the locked section, you can, little bunny, do something very important for me. You can go right now to the episode description of this podcast episode, and you can hit see more and go down and find the Linktree link. Linktree Lindy's Garden. You tap that link. It goes to all the stuff there and you can see the locked section. Scroll down to the no spam email list, little bunny, and sign up for it. Sign up for the no spam email list because at some point within the next year, I will need your help launching a fiction project. And it needs to be one of these things where all this interest from the community, little bunny. I need all my bunnies to help launch these fun fiction projects because they're awesome. And the better they do, the more high budget fiction stuff you're going to get. So all the money that goes into the garden just goes into more stuff for the garden, We're going to grow and grow and get higher and higher budget things. So if you want to do your part and you don't want to spend any money, which you never have to, you can sign up for the no spam email list in the Linktree. You can also find the link to there in the Instagram bio. And I will summon you, little bunny, when the time is right. And you will help make a splash so that garden fiction can take off in ways that you had only dreamed and I knew was always inevitable. I have a beverage, little bunny, and this is, you have now seen the French press, the most recent social media video, which is the one that I filmed during the co-working audio. You have seen the famous Lindy French press, Lindy's Garden French press. Let me pour it. Not a beautiful sound, is it? I don't even care, little bunny. Makes my voice sound more beautiful in comparison, I guess. I want to work on mumbling less, little bunny. Do you speak English as a native language? Because about half of the garden does not speak English as a native language. So it's my job to be so easy to understand. And of course, little bunny, as always, you can just tune me out and fall asleep. You can use this every night to fall asleep, and that would make me even happier than you joining the locked section, even happier than you signing up for the no spam email list, to give you a nice, good night of rest, especially if it's night after night after night. That would make me really, really happy. And in the spirit of sleep, I am going to drink some decaffeinated coffee. Give me a second. I guess I waited a while. It's kind of not hot anymore. Well, that's okay. I hope your coffee is hot, but even if not, that's okay too, right? That phrase is a wise phrase. It can be used on so many things that aren't going well. I hope your day at work is going well, but even if not, it's okay. It's okay. Not every day has to be great. I hope your relationship with your friend is going okay right now. But even if not, that's okay too. The topic today is about friends, actually. It's about making friends. I'm so good at making friends. Can you believe it, little bunny? Of course you can believe it. And I know exactly how to do it. And I'm going to teach it to you. It's going to feel like a cheat code. It's just the absolute magic recipe that will guarantee you being able to make friends. I guess we'll get right down to it. It's a simple 3-step process. It's like I'm trying to sell you something, but it's like literally it's just 3 steps and it's how to make friends. Okay. Well, think about what friends you might have right now, or different chapters of your life where your best friendships were, or where your strongest friendships were. I could say, I hope you have a lot of friends, but even if not, that's okay too. Your dad is going to teach you how to make friends, and you may be in a situation in your life where you find that you don't have anyone close to you, really. You know what? That's okay too. Let me teach you how to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many friends as you want. So, think back to the time in your life when maybe you had the strongest friendship life. I am going to hazard a guess that it was at a time when you were in school. Little bunny, am I correct? Is your daddy some wizard? Is he magic? He is magic and garden magic. And he is wise enough to know that it is so much easier to make friends when you are a student? Do you know why that is? For the longest time, I had thought it was some magic about being young, and then you just grow into adulthood and the shit just gets harder. Just somehow gets way harder to make friends. That's what I used to think. Now I realize what's going on. The first step of the 3 steps to how to make friends, little bunny, is go to a place where you have shared interests with the people there. A shared activity. Bonus points if it's like a thing that you really like to do. I'll give you an example. Maybe if you think back to your school days, was there a certain activity that was your thing? Maybe you were in band. Maybe you were on the water polo team. Maybe you were in this like film club or something. If you think back to your school days and your activity, you might have found that your friends were from those shared interests, right? It's so easy to find shared interests when you're a student, and sometimes just being a fellow student can be enough of the interest. So that's step 1. Go to a place with shared interests. Step 2 is once you are in this place with shared interests, when you have a conversation with someone, one-on-one is ideal. You need to be genuinely interested in them. Do you know people where you start talking to them and they immediately just talk about themselves and they ramble about everything that they like, and if they just will like talk in your direction, and you're supposed to be receiving their words? But do you know maybe this kind of person where it's just a one-directional conversation and they're just spouting outward at people? To make friends, you have to really be interested in your conversation partner. There's 2 ways you could mess this up. You might mess it up by just talking about yourself and, oh yeah, that reminds me of this thing in my life back when, and you just kind of like talk about yourself. It's fine to talk about yourself, but if you're trying to make a friend, you want to be genuinely interested in them. The other mess up you could have is if you just try and super agree with everything that they're saying. Like if you ask them what their favorite movie is, or the favorite movie genre, or favorite music genre, and then can you see yourself just saying, oh my God, that's the best movie genre. Oh my God, that's the best music genre. Oh my God, that's the best movie. That's another way of not really being interested in them. That's just people pleasing and agreeing. And it's going to be hard to make friends just by people pleasing and agreeing. That might be the counterintuitive plot twist, isn't it? Where you think that to make friends, you just need to be like really nice to the person. Sometimes it can have the opposite effect. Like an overly invested niceness is just like a little bit confusing. So, having a conversation with someone, being just so genuinely interested in them. Oh, you like this music genre. Tell me what you like about it. Oh, you like that movie genre. What do you think about this movie in that genre? And then when you ask those questions, do you hear the sincerity when I say that? Little bunny, what kind of music do you listen to? And you say, Daddy, I listen to. Tell me, what kind of music do you listen to? Interesting, little bunny. Have you always liked that type of music, or did you find it at some point in your life? And then you might say, oh, Daddy, let me tell you about when this type of music came into my life, I say, interesting. Have you tried playing this music before? See how this works? Like, don't you feel so excited to tell these things back to me? Let's roll back the clock. I'll do it wrong. So I might say, little bunny, what's your favorite kind of music? My favorite music is classical music. I see myself a lot in Beethoven. I feel like I'm a lot like Beethoven in these ways. And, you know, I write music sometimes that has this inherent beauty quality to it. You know, it's like your eyes might be glazing over a little bit, right, little bunny? Which is okay if I'm putting you to sleep, if this is a sleepy time podcast for you. In which case, little bunny, drift off to sleep. I love you, I love you, I love you. Rewind the clock. So that was me not being interested in you when I asked you the question. Let's do the people-pleasing one. So I'm going to do this wrong. I say, hey, little bunny, what is your favorite type of music? And you say, Daddy, I like blank. Tell me what you like. And I say, wow, you have such good taste in music. And then you go, oh, Then I say, I like that music too. It's really good music. You go, yeah, I agree. Just kind of like nod our heads. And I say, so what's your favorite movie? And you say, Daddy, I like blank. And you say the name of the movie. And I say, that's a really good movie. You have good taste in movies. Hear this kind of like people-pleasing thing? There's no genuine interest in there. What fun is there in the conversation? You know, funnily enough, we watch movies for the conflict in them, for the setbacks that the main characters create. We might think we want to sit down and watch a movie that just like the main character has an easy time, everything goes their way, and like there's no problems start to finish. And you think you want to see that movie, but you don't see that movie because nobody sees those movies because they're not that engaging to watch. So you might think that your conversation partner really just wants you to tell them how amazing they are. That's not where the interest in the conversation comes from. So, little bunny, you have, number one, gone to the place where you have the shared interest. Maybe you can start planning right now, because maybe it used to be in school days you had your thing, but if you're in a later stage in your life, those kinds of things aren't so set up already. You know, you have to go out and actively make it happen. And yes, little bunny, you will have to go out. You will have to go meet people to make friends. But it's also a good chance to explore an interest you have. Maybe if there's a solo activity that you like, maybe you like painting. Maybe you can go to a painting meetup of other painters. Maybe you like knitting. There's a knitting meetup, I guarantee it. We live in the age of the internet, little bunny, and it brings many great things. Don't discount how incredible it is that you can go find people with these shared interests. No matter where you live, you can, no excuses. If you live in a small city, small town, if you're near a town, you can do it. You can find the shared interest. It's a good chance for you to discover an interest too. If you don't know what you want to do, what your shared interest would be. I could give you some suggestions, but I might recommend you go to our friend ChatGPT or any AI chatbot at this point. They're getting pretty good, and there's many of them. Say, hey chatbot, this is a little bit about me. These are the things I've enjoyed in the past. Help me find some kind of place I can go to where people have shared interests. What kind of hobby can I do? A group hobby. community-oriented hobby. Okay, that's step number 1. Where are you going to go find these people, little bunny? Number 2, you're going to get one-on-one in a conversation, and you are going to be genuinely interested in the person. Not people-pleasing, not just talking about yourself. Genuinely interested in the other person. And now, for the magical 3rd step, little bunny, of how to make a friend. You may be at a point where you have a lot of quote unquote people you know and people that you get along with if you're already in these shared interest places. Like maybe you go dancing or something. You have your own specific type of dance you like to do. And you go there and you're friendly with the people and they're excited to see you and you're excited to see them and you have good conversations. But they don't ever grow beyond that. If you want someone to be more of a friend, like a friend, number 3 is you need to invite them to do something unrelated to the activity you share. So we'll take dancing, for instance. Let's say there's a salsa dance that you like to go to at this bar, okay? And it's the same people every time generally. And maybe there's someone that you have had good conversations with and you're, like your daddy Lindy taught you, on step number 2, you're genuinely interested in them and you have a good time. But this person kind of just exists only where that salsa dance is. You gotta say, hey, you can pick out ahead of time something you want to do. Hey, there's this festival going on. This could be like a downtown market or something. Hey, there's this downtown market I want to go check out this weekend. Do you want to come with me? Or, hey, my friend is doing an open mic night. I want to go out and support them. Do you want to come with me? Some unrelated activity. And you're going to have to be the one to take the initiative. And that's okay. It can be easy to think our ways into little pits of despair and self-doubt if we're not invited to things. Has that ever happened to you where you're like, no one's inviting me to things? I wish people would invite me to things. You realize that there are people who want to do those things with you. They want to do those things with you. But they're sitting around saying, why does nobody invite me to things? You can have a room of 5 people who could be the best core group of friends in the world. And they could all be sitting around at home saying, I would like to go do this thing with those people. Why doesn't someone invite me? You may just have to be the leader, little bunny. And you know what? I believe in you. You can be the leader, social leader, making things happen. You can be the one saying, hey, everyone, we're getting together at this place at this time. You are invited. Feels like we need permission sometimes to be that person, right? Well, here it is, little bunny. You want to throw that party. You want to get those people together. You don't even have to throw a party if that sounds daunting. What's just a thing you want to go to? Could just be the downtown market. You could say, hey, I'm getting together with a group of friends to go to this downtown market. Do you want to come with? And you just send that to 5 people, 6 people in this shared interest space that you've gone to and you've had these conversations with them or you're genuinely interested in them. And then boom, before you know it, little bunny, you're the most popular little bunny in the garden. And all you had to do was do what your daddy told you. And be a little brave to make it happen. Let me take a sip of this coffee. I feel like I talked really fast this episode. I probably did. I'm heavily caffeinated right now. Did a lot of good work today. Garden work. And you can thank me by signing up for the no spam email list. Go to the episode description. Click see more, click Linktree, and scroll to the bottom of the Linktree and tap on the no spam email list. Put in your email. Even if you're a patron, I don't like when people email me from like lists that I didn't sign up for, So I'm hoping to not use the Patreon email list. I really want this to be something that you specifically opt into. So even if you are a patron bunny, a key holder bunny, still go put in your email in that no spam email list, because the time will come and I want to very honestly just send it to the bunnies who specifically signed up to receive those emails. It'll be an announcement, a call to action that your daddy needs you to get some spicy fiction skyrocketed into the algorithm heaven. Not heaven necessarily, but like algorithm Valhalla. There will come a time, little bunny, when I will send that first no spam email. It will be a call to action, and you will need to send the piece of garden fiction into algorithm Valhalla. Is this right? I don't know if I'm using this reference right. Let's go to ChatGPT. And first I'm going to do something for you. Hey, Chat, let's go to my personal assistant that I made for garden stuff. Okay. Here we go. Hey, name of my personal assistant. What are some activities my bunnies can do if they want to go somewhere where there's a shared interest with people, such as a hobby? It should be something readily available in most cities across the globe. Number 1, that your AI garden assistant recommends for you, little bunny. This assistant knows all about you and helps me be a better daddy for you. Number 1 is a book club, universally available and a great way to engage in meaningful discussions. Many cities have both general and niche focused groups. You could have a garden fiction group. I don't have enough work yet to sustain a full group, but you could do number 2. It says board game cafes. Maybe there's a Friday night blah 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 at the board game cafe. Yeah, maybe there's a specific event you can go to, and you go there and have a one-on-one conversation with someone and be genuinely interested in them as a person, not just people-pleasing, or not at all people-pleasing, and not just talking about yourself and your own experiences. And then invite them to do some third thing unrelated to the board game. Okay. Third one here is language exchange meetups. Interesting. That's one I've never been to. You could go to a language exchange meetup and then say, hey, I'm getting some friends together to go to this downtown market. Do you want to come with? You don't have to already have the friend thing assembled to do that. You could say, hey, I'm getting together with some friends. And that can be the message that you send to, the first message you send to all people that you send it to. Send it to 10 people if you want. Okay, little bunny, what was your daddy gonna talk to ChatGPT about? I don't know. Say something. Let's see. Ask my little bunny a fun question. Okay, your AI assistant. Oh, there's multiple responses to choose from. Okay. This one's funny. If you could pick any fantasy world to live in for a week, which one would it be and why? I was just thinking about this. How do I elevator pitch the garden? And I think it's this blend of reality and fantasy with the best of both worlds. I am real, little bunny. You are real, and your fellow bunnies are very, very real. I wish I could just frickin' be large enough to have bunny meetups in every city, and then there you go. Now you have all the friends, the best friends you could ever want. And then you can go have conversations where you're genuinely interested in each other, and then invite each other to do unrelated things. And then boom, you have more friends than you ever did in school. Deeper friends too, deeper friendships. So I'm going to ask that you don't pick the fantasy world to live in for a week. Don't pick the garden for two reasons. One is because it's not fantasy. It's fantasy and reality with the best of both. And two, I'm not letting you live here for a week, little bunny. I'm letting you live here forever. The other option ChatGPT has given us. What's one dream adventure you'd love to go on if you could bring your favorite character from a book or movie along with you? I am insulted that my AI assistant didn't say you could bring your favorite daddy along with you. What's one dream adventure? I'm going to edit this. What's one dream adventure you'd love to go on if you could bring your dear daddy Lindy with you? Maybe you can email me that one. Lindy@lindysgarden.com or daddy@lindysgarden.com. No punctuation except the at and the dot. Okay. What was I come to ChatGPT for in the first place? Oh, I don't remember, little bunny. I don't remember at all. Well, what else can I impart upon you? I would love to know what some of your favorite podcast episodes have been. And I would like for you to tell me if there's certain things you especially like about the podcast. One second. Oh my God, 1 second. I have so many freaking windows. Okay. Oh God, your daddy forgot the question. Oh yeah. If there are certain things you like about the podcast and like a direction you want to see more future episodes go in, please let me know these things. Lindy@lindysgarden.com. Email me. Or daddy@lindysgarden.com. I want to get better and better and better for you, little bunny. I love getting better at things. And I want this to, you know what? I want it to be the best podcast that has ever existed. We're getting better and better, little bunny. I think it's doable. In its own way, in its own category, right? Whatever category this is, I think we can do it. But you gotta help me. You gotta let me know what's good. Let me know what's not good. You won't offend me if I experiment with something in the podcast and like it's not good, or if an episode kind of falls flat. Let me know. Tell me how, tell me why. I I want to get better and better and better. Okay, little bunny. I think we'll call it there. I feel so amped up right now. This is probably the fastest I've talked in a long time. We'll see. I always do a quality check. I would say I'm going to head to bed, but in all honesty, I'm going to work on some garden content. So I'm going to swap over and do that. Little bunny. I'll go to bed soon after that, I promise. Do 30 minutes of garden content creation. And then I will go to bed. And I will wake up tomorrow morning. And I will write you a poem. And you will hear that poem in just a moment. Good night, little bunny. I'll be right back. Good morning, little bunny. I slept very well. Thank you for asking. Wow, you're so genuinely interested in how I'm doing and what I have to say. I wrote a poem for you, little bunny. Would you like to hear it? It goes like this. A life on the beach where the sand meets the sea, to live endless free days set to passive. Or a chaotic city, rushing bustling activity. It's exhausting, but I choose that life set to active. Have a great, great week, little bunny. Go make some friends. I love you. I love you.